Today we're going to compare the 462 to the 461.
On the 461 now, in which I've tried to take back to stock the best that I possibly could. Yes, I know how some of you folks on YouTube get, well, it wasn't 100% stock. I'm gonna tell you, I have a brand new 461 in the house that is bone stock, probably only 2 tanks I've ever put through it, and it would almost be a sin for me to pull that off the shelf. As you know, they discontinued those, and I think like 2019, somewhere in there. So I'm gonna kind of go over real quick what I did to take it back to stock. So let's go to, first things first, the muffler. All right, this is how I got this saw. Smashed in muffler. Yes, I did put a 3/8 hole in there to help it breathe a little bit better. I was not gonna put the new muffler cover on from the other saw, swap them over. I'm just not. But I had the Egan straight shot on there, and I cut the baffle out inside. So we have a baffle that's more open now, and it's going to breathe a little bit better. I don't really think anybody cares about a decomp plug, but there's a decomp plug in there. It really doesn't make a difference in my opinion. Oh, and next up, we're going to go to the air filter. I'll show you guys. I had a velocity stack on here. So, it was just what they call the green weenie. All this was just gutted. So it was just taking in, ambient air temperature regardless. I mean, there was nothing, it was getting no heat off the engine. That's basically it, other than the coil. I do have an unlimited coil on here. And guys, I think I might be tuning around a small air leak. It'll get up to like 13. Like there's that real fine line. I'll be at like 12.8 to 13. And if you hold it in and then you screw your high jet in just a wee little bit, sometimes it'll take right off to like 14.1, jump to 14.8. It's all over the place. So I got it right around the 13.3 mark. It should have some pretty good torque right around there. These saws with the limited coil, like most of the saws now, they tack out around 13.5. I did read on the 461s that they made, at least I think I read this correctly, they made some of their best power around the 13.3, 13.2, somewhere in there. Again, I could be wrong, but whatever. It is what it is. So yeah, Jake's gonna give her a rip, and we are running Moto Milk at 40 to 1. And man, I wish they still made these.
end this video, close it up between the 461 and the 462. You can definitely tell the 461 has a lot more torque. It's more for, like, it would be happier with longer bars. The 462s that just high end, it's got to be real high up in the RPMs. Other difference you notice too right off the bat is just the power head on the 461 is like 14.6 pounds, where the 462's 13.2. CC difference, the 461 was 76.5 cc's. The 462 was 72.2. And it's a Stratocharge style saw with the M-tronic compared to the manual build on the 461. The 461, I think, really gains its weight because it has like a really stout crank, and it's like pretty heavy duty. But as you've seen, you know, new age or old age, they'll both get the job done. It's just if you want to run like a really long bar, I'd go with the 461. The problem is they discontinued that lineup. So if you're fortunate enough to find one, I would pick it up. But I have noticed the prices of those have went from $600-700 to over $1,000 to $1,200 instantly. So with that, it's the best test we could do. And like I said, you could definitely tell the older saws definitely have a lot more like low end grunt compared to a lot of these new saws still putting out with making their power up in the high end. All right, don't forget to like, share, and if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.